Kevin, last time
Yes.
you were a mere boy.
It's true.
Tell,
Yeah.
tell the folks who taught you to drive a car.
Oh, do we want to go there, do we? Well,
The irony about that is that I hate driving now, and so I avoid it like the plague. My job is like 3 or 4 minutes over the road, and that's about it. I drive 10 minutes to the doctor or to the dentist.
but it was good. I mean, right, that time when it was actually Mick who was trying to teach me how to drive, but it was in your car. So I don't know how far you want to go with that, because it was like
yeah.
3 o'clock in the morning, and we made a bit of a mess down the street. So
I don't know if he ever even passed his test, actually, to be honest. But,
who, Nick?
yeah.
I think he did like second or third time. But
I don't think he's ever owned a car in his life. So that's
well,
yeah.
he did have 1 or 2 in Ireland.
Oh
I
yeah.
think so. Yeah. I think he had a couple of BMWs, but
I suppose you have to, really, when you're out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah, it's true.
But, so I was figuring that you probably were at almost all of our gigs in London from when we started out real small up until we were popular, and
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
now
I was roped in to do some lighting now and then, doing the spotlight on your famous mirror guitar. Yeah. It's my party piece.
Very good. So we're 40 years on, and so you'll be the first person outside of the record company and the band to hear the album. So you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm honoured. It's been, when was the last album?
In 1983. It's almost exactly 40 years.
Wow, is it really?
Yeah.
My God, yeah. So
when this one comes out, it'll probably be around the anniversary of that last album. So there we go.
yeah, I can hear a stream going on.
Oh yeah, you're right. There is that there.
Yeah.
BP is big into that, all of the kind of effects and stuff.
Yeah. It's very cinematic kind of soundtracky kind of vibe going on.
Well, back in the day, we used to usually start an album with an instrumental or something, didn't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
Orchestral type piece. So the fans are quite attached to that sort of thing.
Sure. Yeah. 623, was that the start of one?
Yeah, that was the first one, 623.
Yeah, I remember that. I never knew what those numbers meant, but
neither do I.
I thought it might have been a chord progression,
I've no idea.
Bit of a low drone going on there.
Wow,
here we go.
You're very
analytical.
Right.
You're always quite fond of the tabla, weren't you, in previous albums?
That's right, yeah. Bit of that world music there.
I like that straight 4 on the floor kind of driving. The old Roxy music, echo guitar there, delay guitar.
I never thought of that, but that's good.
Yeah, it was
good perspective.
Phil Manzanera kind of stuff.
Well, Gary.
All right, straight into the fix your eyes up now. What I like about this is with your voice as well. I mean, it's like in that kind of middle ground, that you didn't do that much in the previous times. It was always quite up there or down below. This is nice and pure, I suppose. It's a signature thing with Classix as well, the guitar line, It's always fun.
Yeah.
I like the driving, like the offbeat of the hat as well, That really gets it like rolling away, Well, you always had elements of kind of world music in the old stuff as well, especially in the third album.
That's right.
There's a lot of, tabla and...
Yeah, we had Dinesh on the
kind of wind instruments and stuff. Drums are great in it as well.
Yeah,
Drums are really, really solid.
Yeah, he played very well throughout this album.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's still BP, but it's got I mean, obviously these days because of the technological advances and things, you know, it's just well brought it all up a notch or two, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he had 40 years pent up, you know, ready to.
I'd say so. Well, no, he had a great arena to get it all out as well, you know. So it's yeah. I mean, like, I don't know how much of it was done live and how much was done like in on the computer, but it's certainly got a live-ish feel to it anyway. Like, you know, the guitars and the drums. I don't know what you did with the bass, but that kind of beat for the name of the song as well is quite good, you know, because it's kind of like a battle kind of drum thing, you know, that marching kind of thing, you know. I really like that beat as well. What would you call it? Like a triplet, 12/4 or something, you know, the triplet, you know, the rolling time signature. You can feel it like building all the time. It's getting more and more like intense, you know, as you go on. But it's a great rhythm, you know, that it's really driving. I was kind of getting into the track because it's a really great kind of rolling kind of song, you know, that beat, that rhythm, you know, that triplets, you know, 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. It's great for, you know, you really do a lot of stuff with that. I think it's a really good track. Is that the title track of the album then? Is it?
Yeah, yeah. That's one of BP's favourites because he banged everything in that.
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, yeah. It's excellent. You know, it's really, really good. It's really well produced. Sonically, it's fantastic. You know.
We're planning to bring that out as a single at some point, so we've got a video for it and everything. You know.
Fantastic. I can't wait to see that. This is track 3, and what's the name of this track?
Wretched.
Here is some talking. Is that German?
French.
No, this is nice, gentler, and I think now that's really nice. That is a really lovely song. Yeah, that was beautiful actually. It's I think it's my favourite of the 3 I've heard anyway. It's I suppose in my old age I get
You're more mellow.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, that one is just more kind of my rhythm these days, you know. Oh yeah, it's really nice, you know, like the production's really nice as well, and like the vocal is really kind of there, you know, like you can really hear it in nearly every nuance, you know, in your voice there, and it's just a really lovely song. You've got everything in there. You've got the big long-haired solo at the end. But it's really well produced, and it's a catchy song as well, you know. I thought you said Richard at the start.
Richard?
Who's Richard?
Well, Richard just seemed like a word that we don't normally use, you know. It's sort of
yes.
That's a surprising word to use for a song.
It is actually, yeah. It's not really used in.
But yeah, that song is definitely very relaxing. You know, I find it calming.
Yeah, I really like it as well. It's like, you know, like this time of the night as well. I'm starting to go to bed, and that the kind of thing I'd listen to, you know, just before nodding off. But it's actually it's probably like, I don't know. It's the kind of probably the more radio friendly out of all of them. You know, they're all really sound like they sound great on the radio, but I think that one would be probably the most radio friendly commercial one, really, you know.
Well, you haven't heard
as maybe a third single. You know.
Well, actually, early on we were thinking along that line, you know, because it does have that melodic thing to it. But
it's going to wake me up again, is it? You got some good retro sounds there, you know, mixed with the kind of modern production. You know, it's like it really mixes well, you know, because you're kind of paying homage to that 40 years ago time when the first Moogs come, well, not Moogs, but 808s and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I like that riff. Yeah, that was fabulous. That was really like, the drums in it are amazing. You know, the feels and, you know, the sounds of the drums as well, they're really well produced as well. Do the Hofen, there's a lot going on, actually. Lots of, you know, bells and whistles and everything, you know, in the background. But, you know, like, it's really kind of interesting kind of soundscape, because you can, you know, like, you get a full, you know, a full spectrum of what's going on. Even though the main instruments are really like up front, you know, listening on the headphones is probably the best way, or really good speakers, so you can hear it. I mean, did you bring in a producer for this, or did you kind of self-produce?
I produced it.
Yeah, it's really, really good. You know your stuff after all this time. You don't
I've had a lot of practice by now.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the fans are going to really like this album, actually. I think it's like everything that they'd wished for and wanted in their Classix Nouveaux album, I think. You know?
So it's worth waiting for then.
Yeah, I've done about 40 years, but, you know, it's, yeah, I think it is worth waiting for, you know, because I think there's, you know, music goes around like in a cycle, you know, and there's a lot of like things going around now that have really kind of harking back to the 80s, you know, that sound, you know. You know, even people like Harry Styles as well, his last song, it's got a very 80s kind of feel to it, you know. And
Yeah.
The Weekend, you know, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, very much.
Yeah, they're kind of all getting a, you know, paying, you know, like harking back to that time, you know. But with these days, you know, you've got the, you know, the technology, you know, but this would sit beside the rest of the 3 albums, no problem, I think, you know. Just kind of a step up, you know, sonically.